Let's study about error check system. First, error checking method. Error check at the place where raw data occurred. This method has adopted in loss of original sleep and in experience in manipulating documents. Reliability of the line in use, sleep entry errors, and checking during conversion to input medium. Designing the data entry from form to be easy to see not only improves the speed of entry, but also reduce errors. Last checking method is check in computer processing stage. Checkpoint of errors. At the place of raw data and during conversion to input media and check at a computer processing stage. The type of check system at computer input stage and during computer processing. Check at computer input stage, a numeric check. If non-numeric characters are included in the designated number field. A format check if the number of digit format, letters, numbers, symbols, lines, columns, page numbers. Line check whether the input value is within a predetermined range. This check is inspection of upper and lower limit ranges. Sequence check is whether the order of input data matches the order already set. Logical check if there is a logical contradiction in the input data item. To be continued, check at computer input stage. Matching check is whether the input data codes correspond to the separate code table. This check by comparing the code tables. Batch total check, the check whether the same result is obtained by comparing the sum of specific items found in the input data with the sum obtained through calculation in the input processes. Next checking method is balance check. This check is balance of debit and credit or checksum of horizontal and vertical. This method is matching the sum of debit and credit. Blank check whether the field to be blank is sure to be blank. Check digit check method is whether the check digit assignment code matches the computer process check digit values. This next method is check during computer processing. The double check is checking method when changing the master file. Check whether the same record is duplicated in the transaction file. Unmatched record check is when combining a master file and a transaction file, check if the key items matches. sign check if the calculation result should be positive or negative. Check whether the calculation result is positive or negative. Overflow check is if the calculation result does not exceed the specified number of digits or limit. Zero balance check is that if the calculation result is zero. Correction of error data. Correct the error data and include the correct data in the data at once. Output only the correct data to the intermediate file. Correct only the error data. Correct only the corrected data. Re-enter it. Merge it with the intermediate file to create the correct file. After completing all the processing with only the correct data, repeat the same operation again with only the corrected data. Create a result file by processing all the correct data and modify the result file again with the corrected data. Next slide is about program design. Programming purpose. The purpose is to perform tasks quickly and accurately by processing and design without difficulty in performing tasks, such as system analysis, programmers, and operators. Categories of programming design target. First target. First categories is structural design of the target system, and second is design a procedural flowchart. Third is programming design according to flowchart. Final is design of standardized documentations. Programming productivity to increase code. In establishment of standardization, improvement of division of labor through documentations is three goals to increase the goal productivity. Program design is the last part of system design. This is the design, the details to be included in the program, and write the program design. So, program design is a kind of work instruction to programmers. In principle, the program design plan should be prepared by a system engineer or system analyst. What is included in the program design? System name and system code, design policy, process chart, code table, input-output blueprint, programming instruction, program name. Program name must be made for each system by a designer. And program name create program designer create program name and classification of program types. And included in the program design also name, program creation period, creation cost, and implementation time, and include the I/O list. The list is filled out I/O device number, label name, file name, record data name, record name. And processing overview and processing specifications. Pre-processing matter, input processing matter, period processing matter, output processing matter, post-processing matter. Submission after completion, completing the program, and reference materials. The effect of writing a program design is prevention of defects that may occur when the programmer's personnel is transferred. It is easy to modify, change, repair, operate, and manage the systems. And also easy program conversion when changing computer model. It is improve productivity by facilitating collaboration. It used as a reference for education and training, and long-term planning and cost savings. It is clear limits of responsibility for each part of work. Next slide is how to write a program design. A system name and business code describes the system name and business code to be designed, and describes the type of computer to be used and design guidelines for the work. Design policy has described the design purpose and effects of the system designs. Processor flow chart has graphical representation of processing range, processing content, and processing sequence in processing specific data. If you need code when writing a program, you must provide the necessary code table. And when designing the program, necessary design table must be provided. In the case of a report in output, it should be clearly indicate whether it is a pre-designed paper or not. Programming directions. Name of program name. Program creation period, creation cost, and implementation time. I/O schedule creation. Right when processing overview, processing statement creation, what to submit after completing the program, reference materials provided. Next, programming test. First, debugging. Debugging is kind of two types debugging, desk debugging and machine debugging. Desk debugging is a debugging method to look at programs on the desk and find errors. But machine debugging is a debugging method to find the errors by computer. test run is also two types. Combination test collect debugging after each program unit, and then systematically test each group of related programs. Total test, a series of tests ranging from data creation, data input, execution, output, file maintenance, that are performed with actual data for a certain period of time. Integration test is to systematically test a group of programs related to each other by collecting the debugged items for each program unit. Integration test, does it work according to the operation manual? All error data printed on the error list. Are the calculations correct? Are there any partial obstacles? Is the editing done correctly? Is there anything uncomfortable and inappropriate in organizations? System test is a process in which a series of tests ranging from data creation, data input, execution, output, file maintenance performed with actual data from a certain period of time. Each program fully operational in a common continuous flow of processing. Is it operate according to each operating manual? Is the computer room work done in a fixed order? Are the processing time measurements for each step as expected? Are the calculation results finally correct? How much error data is generated, and how long does it take for processing? Summary in this week's lectures. Be aware of precaution when designing the process. Type of flow chart include block chart, system flow diagrams, process flow chart, and program flow chart. The processing patterns of batch processing include media conversion, sort, merge, matching, correlation, update, extract, distribution, and generate and report. An error check system is necessary to obtain reliable information. The error checking method at the computer input stage includes a batch total check, a balance check, a limit check, and data count check. The error check in the computer processing step is performed on the data without errors in the input steps. The program design include system name and code design, and police, process chart, code table, input-output design, and programming instructions. Included in the programming instructions are the name of the program name designer, the duration of a program, the cost of implementation, the timing of implementation, the creation of an I/O schedule, the creation of a process overview, the creation of a processing statement, the submission of a program, and the provision of reference materials. The following are examples of effects of creating a program design. Prevention of defects that may occur when the programmer's personnel is transferred. Easy to modify, change, repair, operate, and manage the system. Easy program conversion when changing computer model. Improve productivity by facilitating and collaboration. Used as a reference for education and training. Long-term planning and cost savings. Clear limits of responsibility for each part of work.